Hi guys, today I'm going to bring you with me to do a little makeup declutter. I did a whole makeup collection declutter last year. I don't even buy that much makeup, but I still feel like I could do one again. It's not going to be as intense as last time, but I just want to go through and clear it out a little bit because there's definitely some things I need to get rid of. Also felt like it would make a good video. You guys seemed to really enjoy it last time, so I have my fun drink. Can't do a declutter without a fun drink. I didn't even mean to do like the blue on blue, but this is the wild berry flavor from Poppy. It's my most recent flavor discovery from them, and I've really been liking this one. Let's go ahead and get into it. I just went through all of my foundations and realized I wasn't filming the whole time, so I'm gonna redo it. This is my main drawer. I keep everything in here except for eyeshadows and lip products. It definitely doesn't look as bad as last time, but it's getting a little full. I have some things here that I don't really want anymore, and I even have some things loose in my drawer, which is totally fine because there's space. But these Lawless blushes don't fit in my blush container, so I just have them here. Also, I said this in my last video, but excuse the makeup staining on this drawer. My husband built this vanity and hand painted it, so it just stains a little bit easier. But let's get into it. Maybe redoing this will give me a good chance to make it a little bit quicker and easier to edit. A few of my staple favorites that I definitely won't be getting rid of: the Fenty Beauty Skin Tint. This is my go-to travel foundation. It tends to work on me pretty much most of the year. It has pretty good coverage for a skin tint. It looks flawless on my skin. It's so thin and lightweight, and I'm running low on this one, so I might need to repurchase because I just love it so much. Probably the most affordable base product I have in my collection is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. This is so good for the price. Honestly, you can't tell the difference between this and high end. It has a good light to medium coverage, and it looks very lightweight on the skin. It never looks cakey. I've talked about it a lot that the Misha BB cream is one of the most beautiful things I've ever put on my skin. It looks so gorgeous, but the shade range is unfortunately not good. So I do tend to mix this one a lot. Pretty much the only time I can wear it on its own is the dead of winter, but even then it's a little ashy on me. Lately, I've been mixing it with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer because this one is very much my summer shade. So neither of them really work on their own right now because I'm kind of in that in-between. Definitely on the paler side, but probably going to get even lighter this winter. So I've been loving mixing these. Another more recent one in my rotation this year is the Bobbi Brown foundation. This one is really pretty on the skin as well. It has slightly more coverage maybe than some of those others, but really not much. It's a good medium coverage. So I definitely do reach for this one too. Let's see. I'm kind of on the fence about some of these, but this I know I have to get rid of. The skin tint from Typology, unfortunately, is definitely expired or not good anymore. It smells really off. I really enjoyed it though while I had it. I used it a lot. I liked mixing it with things. It's just a really beautiful light serum-y skin tint, and it was more of my summer shade, but it looked really beautiful mixed with other products too. Unfortunately, I don't know that I would repurchase this because of how quickly it went bad. It just smells really off, and I did shake this up recently, but I had noticed at one point it was kind of separating, which again, that could just be the fact that it's a natural product, but either way, it smells really rancid. So this one's gonna have to get thrown out, unfortunately. I am also gonna get rid of this Stila Aqua Glow Serum Foundation finally. It is really beautiful. It looks pretty and glowy on the skin. I really liked using it in the summertime because it is more of my summer shade, but I think it's just finally old enough that I do need to let it go, and there's not really much product left in here anyways. I got a lot of love and use from me, and there are some things like that I held on to last time that I felt like I was kind of pushing it a little bit. So there are some things like that are going to go in this declutter. I have these Pacifica bronzing drops that I really like using in the summertime, so these are definitely going to stay. The ones I'm kind of on the fence about are these two. The Yummy Skin Serum Foundation is a beautiful full coverage foundation, but it is way too full coverage for me. It's so intense, and a little goes a really long way, so I just don't see myself reaching for this, but it is beautiful on the skin, so it's really hard because it was kind of a pricey foundation. The Revlon Photo Ready Candid, I do really like the formula of this one, but it is definitely a deeper tone that I can only wear in the summertime, although the only other true summer shade I have is my ColourPop one, so I might keep this just to have another foundation in a darker shade since I do like the formula. This one I might put on like a maybe pile. I'm just kind of on the fence about it. This Milk Makeup bronzer, words are completely rubbed off. I talked about it in my last declutter that it was getting old, and I think it's finally just time to let it go. This is really old. It's the old packaging. They don't even make it in this larger tube anymore. You have to get the small one, which kind of sucks, but I do have other cream bronzers I like, so I don't know if I'd repurchase this. It is a good one though. This one is just, it's too far gone. This is getting thrown out. My most used bronzer is definitely the Makeup Revolution one. This has been my favorite cream bronzer, and it's pretty much the only bronzer I use these days, to be honest, and it's really affordable, so I would totally repurchase this. The Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector is really pretty for like a bronzy summer kind of look with a little bit of shimmer, and I'm getting through this one fairly quickly, so I'm gonna finish it up. Also, this Maybelline concealer that I use as a bronzer, I don't use it as much, but if I want a more contoured, like chiseled look, I guess, I do like this one, and I also like this one on my eyes. I use the NARS Laguna bronzer mostly on my eyes just because I prefer cream bronzer on my face, but it is also a really good powder bronzer. This is just the mini. But I am going to let go of this little Faux Color face contour. Sorry, that's kind of dirty. This is super gray, and I've never even used it. It's not my shade at all. I got this in PR a while ago, so I'll probably give this to someone. My blushes here have really kind of piled up because this is something that I just love. My favorite is probably the Rare Beauty one, especially for like more glam or dressed up looks, but it's pretty close with these Merit ones because these are my favorite for every day. The gray is the older packaging and the gold is the newer packaging, but they're all still good. I have the shades Beverly Hills, Stockholm, and Terracotta. Terracotta is definitely the one I've used the most. I'm almost out of this. It's just like a very neutral, almost bronzing type of shade, and it looks really good when I'm doing minimal makeup and I just want to add some color to my face. But these others are also really beautiful if I want more of a pinky blush. I use them all the time, so definitely keeping those. I honestly just have too many because those are like my absolute favorites and I use them the most, but I do have some others in here I use too, so I don't want to just get rid of everything, but I do need to get rid of this Physicians Formula Organic Wear Dewy Blush Elixir. I haven't worn this enough. It's kind of sad just because I have other blushes I love so much, but unfortunately this has gone bad. It smells off and I don't really want to put that on my face. It just, yeah, it kind of smells rancid, which I guess would make sense because it's a natural product. It's their organic wear line, and these things don't last very long, but I wish I would have gotten more use out of it because it is a really pretty corally peachy kind of summer blush, but that one I do have to let go of. I have my e.l.f. putty blushes. I do like these. They're just not my favorite because the packaging is so small and you can't really get a brush in there super easily, so I kind of have to use my fingers for these. Also, I'm kind of over this really bright pink shade in, what's it called? Bora Bora. I just feel like if I want a bright pink, I prefer the Merit one because it looks so dewy and natural on the skin. I did use this more when I first got it and I really liked it, but I think I'm just kind of over it. So I might get rid of this one. The other one I have, I do really like the shade though. This is Tahiti. It's a really pretty shade for winter because it's a little bit deeper. So this one I will probably use, even though, again, I don't love the packaging of these, but I'm so on the fence about the rest of these because I do like them. I just don't wear them enough. I do wear the Milk one a little bit more though, so I definitely want to keep this one. It's their Lip and Cheek in the shade Work. And then I have this little mini Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer blush that I still haven't used up. I think I talked about this last year and there's still some product in there and it's still good, so I'll keep using that. I just forget about it a lot because it's so tiny. The only powder blush I have is this Essence one and it is really good, so I'm definitely going to keep this even though I don't use it a lot. But it's in the shade Be Fitting. It's just a good neutral toned blush that's really pretty for a lot of skin tones, and if I do someone else's makeup, it's nice to have a powder option too. It's so hard with these. The ColourPop one is really old, but I do love this peachy tone for summer. and it still seems fine. The flower one, I wish I wore it more, but I do love the shade in cinnamon. It's just such a good fall shade if you want something really dewy. I think I will let go of this Smashbox Halo lip and cheek tint. It is really, really pretty. There's nothing wrong with it. It blends nicely. This is in the shade Wisteria. I just don't reach for it enough. And these other ones that I've had a little bit longer that I know I really like, it's just a little bit harder for me to get rid of them. I think I'm gonna pass this on to like one of my nieces or something. I often give them makeup if I'm getting rid of some, or a friend. It's pretty much brand new. I've just tried it a few times. And again, it's a good product. I just don't use it enough. Nothing has really changed in my highlight section. I hardly ever wear highlight these days, but I do like to have some options. I need to let this really old one go though. And I'm also going to declutter this other Focalure product that I got in PR. Actually looks like it smudged a bit, but I don't even think I swatched that. So I don't know why it looks like that. It must have got turned up accidentally with the lid on. It's a cream highlight. I think it might be too glittery for me, and I just have other ones that I like if I'm going to go for highlight. So let that go. I am going to keep both of these Lawless blushes. Still not sure if they're going to fit in that little cubby, but I have the shades Starburst and Cherry Pie. I talked about Starburst in my last favorites video. It's a really pretty peachy tone for the summer. And then Cherry Pie is like a really bright, fun pink if I ever want like a really fun blush to play with. These are definitely more of like a soft blurring blush, like they're called. They're not super dewy or anything like that. They kind of have a moussey texture to them, but they are really nice. And I do recommend these, and I think they have some really pretty shades in these too. Concealers, powders. I use my NARS concealer so much these days that I feel like my others basically get no use, unfortunately. So I might have to get rid of some, but I do like some of these. I don't have that much left of this anyway, and I do really like it. The NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, it's a really good one. I'll finish that up for sure. I've talked about these Ilia concealers a lot in the past. I don't use them as much anymore, but I do still like them. I just feel like this deeper one that I got for a summer shade in Kava, I don't know, I feel like the lighter one works really well for summer too. I might keep both of these though, just because I'm not sure what I would do with this anyway if I got rid of it. But I do think that I'll let go of these Merit ones because I've just had these for a really long time and I don't use them enough, especially with the fact that I use the NARS one so much, and these are also kind of that creamy, thicker type of formula. They do look really good on the skin, but these are also older, so I don't really think there's any point in keeping this Typology concealer either. I'm pretty sure I've only ever swatched it, and I'm not sure. I should maybe smell this one to see if it went bad like the serum did, but I mean, it's basically brand new. It's kind of a bummer that I never used it. I should have just given it to someone when I first got it, but I'm gonna let go of these. I don't think there's really anything to declutter in my powder section because I just have the RCMA No Color powder, and then I have this e.l.f. compact that I put it into. But honestly, this thing is pretty much just as messy as that RCMA thing, so I think I'm just going to throw this away. There's hardly any of that powder left in here. And if I use that, I never use it from this. Back here is Estee Lauder, and it's the Double Wear Loose Powder. It is in the shade Light, but it's definitely like a deeper tone, and it only fits my skin in the summer times, but I do like it, so I want to keep that one. And I don't really buy or try a ton of powders, so I don't have excess. I did recently break my little mini Charlotte Tilbury powder. I was almost out of this anyway, so there's hardly any product in there, but I don't even want to put it in the drawer because it's just going to make a mess. But when this broke, I went out and bought the Maybelline Fit Me translucent powder because I just really needed an everyday option. And I know that I liked this one. It's affordable. My favorite is still the Kosas Cloud Set, so I might have to pick up a new one during the Sephora sale. Although I wasn't going to shop the Sephora sale, I was going to declutter my makeup collection instead, but maybe it would be a good time to get it when it's on sale. But this is a good everyday option for me for now. The last one I have is this Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. This is super affordable, and I do really like it when I want like a really brightened under eye. All I have left in the back is a couple of primers, just my Rare Beauty one that I still like. I'm getting close to the end, but I still have some more product in there. The Milk Hydro Grip, I don't even know why I kept this in my last declutter. I tried using this in so many ways. This pills on me. It doesn't look good on my skin. I don't know if it's just my skin type. I will say I did feel like the first few times I used it, it wasn't bad, but it just went downhill. So that one's going. All I really have left in here now is my little like eyebrow tub. This NYX brow glue I think is on its last leg, so that's gonna go. I really love the Rare Beauty one now, and then this is just better in my opinion. The Milani Weekend Brow. This thing is old, it leaks, it's going in the trash. It is actually finally time to throw out this brown ColourPop eyeliner. It's just really, really old. But I think that's good. I do use most of this stuff, so I'm not gonna get rid of much there. And I just have my little container back here with like some lip balms and tweezers and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna wipe this out and put everything back, and then we'll see if it even looks like I made a dent in this drawer. Okay, this definitely feels less cluttered and full. The main thing is that my blushers aren't overflowing. I did still keep the Lawless ones over here though, because I just think they fit better there and I don't want this to be too full. But yeah, I'm definitely happy with that. I'm glad that it's kind of cleaned out a little bit. Okay, and then here is my little declutter pile from that drawer. Again, please don't judge the staining on the makeup desk. This thing has been scrubbed and cleaned, but it is what it is. So I do think I'm gonna let go of the Danessa Myricks foundation. It's probably just gonna go bad in my drawer. Now let's move on to the rest of it. Not sure we're gonna make this much progress with the next drawer. Okay, next drawer. This is actually a different day because for some reason it took me so long to film the first part of this video and I had some other stuff I had to do, but this shouldn't take too long to get through anyways because I'm gonna keep most of this. I went through this drawer not too long ago and I did film a TikTok, so if you guys want to see, it's always linked in my description. But I do have some things in here I never wear, so I should just get rid of them. Besides lip products, I also keep just some base products in here. These are like my favorite moisturizers and serums to use under makeup. The Charlotte Tilbury Water Cream, this was PR and it is so expensive, so I don't know that I would repurchase it, but it is absolutely stunning and gorgeous under makeup, so I'm getting through that. This L'Occitane Immortelle serum is also a good base. Pacifica Future Youth is probably the one that makes my makeup last the longest because it's a little bit tacky, but it's such a good serum in general. And then my most recent is the Merit Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. This one is also really nice. Love the packaging. It's more lightweight. My Pretty Fresh Setting Mist, e.l.f. Setting Mist, some Lawless lip masks. But okay, I'm not going to go through all of these. I'll show you guys the ones I'm going to get rid of. This Young Living lip gloss is really nice, but I pretty much never reach for it. I have a lot of others that I like more, and this is a natural brand, so I feel like I should give it to someone before it goes bad. I also never use this L'Oreal one. This is a random Wet n Wild lipstick that I never wear. It is in a pretty fall shade, so maybe one of my nieces will use it. This Gen C lip product that I got in PR a while ago, I don't even know if I've used this. I might have swatched it, but it's just a nude lipstick. Again, I don't think I've ever worn this, but maybe one of my nieces will use it. This Milani like sheer kind of glossy lip product is really pretty, but this shade I never reach for, unfortunately. It's in the shade, I think, called Lustful, and it's kind of like a more corally peachy nude, and it's just not super flattering on me personally, and it's still pretty new. I don't think this is gonna get used in my drawer. I don't know why I've kept this CoverGirl lip pencil for so long because, again, I never wear it. I have my staples in here already, and that might be it for this drawer. I love so many of these. I will say my current favorite lip product pretty much all year has been this Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip. I just have the mini size. It's just like a really pretty rosy kind of nude. It's in the shade Rose and it's like this pinky nude. So gorgeous. Somehow makes your lips just look absolutely flawless. Super glossy and juicy and plump looking. It doesn't tingle or anything though. I feel like it just looks good on literally everyone. So I'm sure I'll get a full size once I run out of that. I also don't think there's really anything to get rid of in my eyeshadow drawer. Some of the things are a little sentimental. So I do have a little bit more than I use regularly, but that's okay. I decluttered a lot the last time, so I think I'm happy with this. And I do think I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested, I have a hair video coming, but that's going to be it for this video. So I will hopefully see you back here next week.